the modern day and age, we are surrounded by information technology. The ubiquity of technology has made it such that our thoughts, opinions, and perceptions are all significantly impacted. Information technology casts a wide net with a plethora of both benefits and hindrances to the way we think as humans, especially our deep thinking. The definition of deep thinking is the ability to understand, analyze, and evaluate information, and based on this information, form our own ideas and opinions. Throughout the course of this video, we will try to provide a brief insight in the topic of how information technology has impacted our deep thinking. There is no doubt that nowadays there is just more information available at our fingertips. A quick Google search can deliver face value answers in mere seconds. But what we do with this readily available information is what is important. It is said that our complex reasoning has improved as a result of information technology. The ability to draw inferences and analyze information is important, especially for today's youth. An Australian report found that the demand for critical thinking skills has risen 158% in just the last 3 years. To cater to this increase, we develop these skills often via online programs. For example, let's consider computer-aided argument mapping technology. With the greater computational power of the software, we can easily perform more complex mapping and better use our critical thinking skills. The impact was confirmed through the California Critical Thinking Skills Test, in which students spent a semester manipulating argument maps and saw improvement in their critical thinking skills. Technology affects us all, but it's possible that information technology, specifically the internet, can enhance the cognitive development of young children and engages them in learning. When children use technology from a young age, this can lead to earlier development of strong memory, comprehension, and visual learning skills, helping children better learn in school. There is a lot of research out there showing technology has improved early education, including one on 5-year-olds that found that the use of developmental software increased their IQ by an average of 6 points over 9 months of computer exposure. Schools have started to implement more and more technology into the classroom as well. Even in university, we use iClickers on open-ended questions to see distribution of our peers' responses for certain subjects and online discussion forums to debate. In addition to positive impacts, it's possible that information technology is having a negative influence on our thinking. For example, having information available at our fingertips has resulted in less of a reliance on our memory, and our critical thinking skills may actually be weaker as we focus on only new information rather than trying to build on our existing knowledge. One concern is that the overload of information technology is causing us to no longer properly digest information. We live in an information-saturated society, and with a social media at its peak, we are constantly distracted by new information. For example, it was found that 41% of students attended lectures online, but would use the internet to also clarify concepts and seek additional information. This resulted in a 2.2% lower final grade. Our brains can only deal with a finite amount of information, and too many incoming stimuli can cause information overload. This ends up creating a cognitive bias. We go from article to article, passively believing whatever is said, without doing our due diligence and fact-checking. This becomes dangerous with the spread of misinformation. This misinformation stems from various reasons such as increasing click rates to make more profit on monetized content or malicious intents to push an agenda, as seen with Cambridge Analytica aiding Facebook to spread news and swing votes. Misinformation puts us in information bubbles, which limits our deep thinking and ability to evaluate further information. We spoke with Scott Campbell, Director of the Center for Society, Technology and Values at the University of Waterloo, for his opinion on this topic.
I think that's another problem, is that we have abstracted away from a lot of the hands-on, the books, right? The physicality, and we're no longer faced with those, and so we don't deal with the underlying issues anymore. Google is just there, provides information. We don't think about necessarily how Google gets us that information.
The net impact of information technology on deep thinking ultimately depends on the users. If we as consumers of information are careful about our usage and our sources, we will be open to benefits such as better complex reasoning and improved cognitive development. However, if we are not careful, our way of thinking is vulnerable to information overload, distractions, and misinformation. Information technology has disrupted the world in a way nothing ever has before. It is up to us to reap the benefits and avoid the negatives. Just think about it.